I need some content now!
Just holler for a marshal. Call 1300 Marshall.
Okay, we're here with Marshall Stevenson, doing a finalist deck profile.
No, let me just...
So what did you play today?
I played Spicy Dragon.
Spicy Dragon, yeah. So let's get to the main deck.
Yeah, so I got it just ordered by Engine because it makes most sense. There are 2 copies of Tracer, 1 Recharger, 1 Rocket Synchron, Abs, Boot, and 3 Quick Launch. Really missed having 3 Tracer. I would love to have another copy of this card, but this is a 50 card list, by the way, so you kind of just have to fit what you can. It's nice to be able to normal summon this, but this is fine. You don't need this anymore with adventures. You don't need more than the 1, and that's about it.
Do you wish you played 3 Tracer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. Like, there's so many times you just need to have an additional dragon just even to normal summon for follow-up, and also like almost more guarantees that you have the tuner from the beginning. Then we got more dragons, Chaos Space Engine. Since your deck hinges more on health, Chaos Space isn't as like doesn't full combo as much, but it's still obviously huge. You get free draws. It's great. Red Rose stuff because we're playing adventure cards. And then last dragon cards were Ravine and Romulus. This is great, like all of the whole adventure.
The Shudo.
Oh, sorry, just Shudo here. So like all of the adventure combo hinges, like you can, instead of going into Dagda like the other pile decks, you could just Romulus and start doing dragon stuff instead.
Okay, so you didn't play Scythe?
No, I didn't play Scythe.
Oh yeah.
Destrudo is like the worst card in this deck. Like the idea of it is that if you don't draw it, you can dump it off like Ravine or Foolish, but Ravine just dumps Abs, which adds Tracer, and that's already your tuner. And most, like, it just seemed redundant. Like even I milled it heaps, and I never just used the effect. Like I'm not paying half my life just to get one body on board that I can't even use so much.
Do you think you're gonna cut it after, or?
Oh yeah, definitely cut. Yeah, no, I'll just cut it for the 3rd Tracer and call it there. Adventure package.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Enchantress that fell out of my deck box in round 5 and got creased. Lucky Enchantress, yeah, feels bad.
Did it have a conflict with any cards or no?
You can't Rocket Synchron the turn that use it, and that's it. But Rocket Synchron, like, if you don't go through it in the combo, then hopefully you can search it and just be a little normal summon, make a level 8 Synchro play.
And Illegal Knight?
Oh, no Illegal Knight. I tried it. People say it's cute because you can search it because it's dark for Chaos Space to get a dark in a hand, but it's too irrelevant to bother thinking about.
Yeah.
It's nice when you get into the adventure grind state, which happens sometimes, but it's not worth a slot. Then we play Punks. We're at this ratio, which is okay. So the idea is you put in 3 really insane cards into your deck at the cost of 1 awful card, 1 quite bad card, and 1 meh card.
Yeah.
So like obviously, you never get to use this stuff, but like at least it's a tuner, right?
Yeah.
If you draw this, you can either special the tuner and then just get a discard to hand and then just use that for help, or you can get into this if you already have the tuner and then you can just go straight in there and then it'll just revive a body for something else. So yeah, the Punks are good. E-Tally's good. Paying 600 when getting close to time is not good.
Yeah.
That's rough. Also, I didn't play Psychic End Punisher, which a lot of people thought I was about to go and make. I don't really love the card too much, plus it just doesn't come up enough. You need to draw E-Tally for it to resolve. So I got hand traps.
Yep.
So we play a lot of hand traps in this list in general. Coming in, definitely was more afraid of pile decks than I was for like Despia, Sword Soul, just other pile strategies there, because you need to be able to play through Scythelot, and like their floor is like help Dagda. But like if you just do things like Gamma on a help, then they can't Scythelot you. Same with like Nib, like these are just so good against them, and this is just the sort of stuff you have to play. I mean, you just add this off Chaos Rule of the Valors.
Did Gamma ever get like in a way when you're going first?
Get in the way. Oh yeah, like in my final match, for anyone who did not see the most anticlimactic finals, my opening hand was Gamma Driver, Abs, Basil Rose Shoot, and Core By. So I set Core By pass. This was game 2. This was game 2 after bricking game 1, losing dice roll, no hand traps. I lost every dice roll in Top Cut and didn't draw a hand trap in that first game, and in 8-4 in the final. So yeah. Just get unlucky sometimes, but I was lucky enough to get there, so that's
Would you change or add any hand traps? later, or just keep the same ratios?
I think the main is good. I didn't play it against like the nibs. Obviously not good for like Despia, but that's about it. And then just the extra stuff is just these. Call by, just sometimes you need it. Foolish does everything. You know, Snow just wins.
Yeah. No droplets.
Nah, so that's kind of like the meta call behind it as well. If you don't, it's just more hand traps rather than droplet. There's none in the side deck either. I'll get to that. Striker, Pisty, Hulk, Romulus Dark, and Steel. So I want to talk about this card, but Triple Burst, Unicorn, Access Code, Boral End, and then let me just get this. This is a good card. Every time I summoned it, people picked it up. You love it when they have to read. There, Shooting Riser, Flare. This is all kind of, even like adventure stuff is playing like these cards. Seal, I've seen a lot of these lists not even just skip it. You can play like IP instead to like get rid of like a set Albaz with Unicorn to get rid of it there. So like the Unicorn even has like less value when you don't have the IP, but like it's nice to be able to get rid of something with only 3 bodies rather than have to have 4 for the access code. This is just good for the floor of your deck. Like if you just draw Chaos Space, at least you can Seals Pass, because if you don't have Right and you don't have a tuner, you have nothing. Like, you can't do it. You don't have the e-tailies, like, and that's why I mean like Chaos Space without like any of the rockets, you know, the tuner access. At least you can do this.
Any extra that you would add or change? Or is it?
I'm perfectly happy with this. This is good.
Yeah.
Side deck?
Oh, did you ever get Contact Fuse or no?
No, I did not. I played 3 Despia matches and none of them made it. I also played branded Eldritch Adventure and normal Albaz and used its effect when I had full Dragon board, and I negated it because I'm like, well, he's just going to suck it up anyway, I guess, but like, why would he activate the effect if he was going to do that? Wouldn't you just set it? So like, I kind of like read that he didn't have it, but maybe he was misplaying, but yeah, no, he didn't. It seemed like he didn't have it. So yeah, 3 Cosmic, Harpies, and Reboot. So you need backer removal when you're in New Zealand. These are like pretty good. You just have to with this. Rather than like Lightning Storm for Cosmic, because people are starting an anti-spell, and this deck is like just all of your starters are spells, so you obviously need to be able to out it. So I've got the figure there, because Lightning Storm does not help you there. I'll see it in the matchups.
Did you ever wish you had Twin Twister, or?
Nah, like the deck already like discards quite a bit. There's sometimes definitely where you need cards in grave, but you end up like, if you play Dragon Link, you end up plussing a whole lot, and then it all just ends up going to the grave within like a few plays, so you just run out. So we just swap in hand traps basically for the side deck. There you go. Yeah.
How was Ogre?
Good. Yeah. The 1-man match against the pile deck. You know, you just hit the Fateful. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it was for a bit like 3 Ogre and 2 DD Crow, but I thought like I had more outs already to those kinds of decks. Whereas Despia, like, you know, it's good for Despia, but it also hits like Eldritch, and like since like so many cards hit, like a lot of side decks don't hit everything in the meta since everything's so different. You kind of like, I just went with whatever fit the best, and I drew Crow a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that great. But that's just, you know, situational. Last 2 cards, Token Collector. You just play the 1-off to dump off Shooting Riser. So tempted to main this card, but I probably would have been punished if I did. So quite glad that I ended up not. But, you know, I didn't play against Sword Soul, which is why I say that. But, you know, if there was more Sword Soul. But there was a lot less Sword Soul than I thought there was going to be. I thought a lot more people had that deck and wanted to play it. I also thought there'd be more Pile, because I thought people would switch from Despia to it. But seemed to be still quite a bit of Despia. Yeah, last is Koikamiri Drago. This was the, yeah, you know, if you're playing Elba Lineage, I guess I get wrecked. But like, because against Despia, Big Mate Borrowland is not that great, because it just loses to the exact same cards that any other one would. And like, obviously, like the monster effect isn't that great, but like, it's so easy just to super poly it. I'd rather not. I'd rather just make Seal, because then if you get dropleted, you go to this guy, and then they can't special summon light or dark monsters.
Yeah.
So I like him. He's cool.
Would you keep playing this or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially at my local, lots of Despia.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. That is the whole list. So again, it was 50 cards. I'd like to give some shout outs, of course. First to Card Merchant Hamilton, the local. Yeah. Actually, this one over here. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Card Merchant Hamilton, as well as Team Chaos, the Creamery, all the boys there. But also the big shout out to Gabriel Nets, G Nets, who was really the brains behind all of this deck. I made a few changes behind the list that he has made, so shout out to him, also to Bowden for helping me out with that, and all the other boys like Creamery Chaos and the locals that can't mention Hamilton.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.